Imagine standing at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza, the sun blazing overhead, its golden rays illuminating the ancient stones and casting long shadows across the desert sands. You are facing a mountain of stone that has defied millennia, a monument that has stood unyielding through the rise and fall of countless civilizations. Each block is a testament to human effort, ingenuity, and ambition. The structure itself is a silent witness to the rise and fall of empires, its stones holding secrets of a world long past. The question lingers: how did a single ruler command such devotion and marshal such immense resources, uniting thousands in a common purpose? The Great Pyramid is made of over 2 million stone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons. It was built not by slaves, as once believed, but by tens of thousands of skilled workers, paid laborers and artisans who took pride in their craft and their role in something greater than themselves. This feat required astonishing organization, coordination, and vision. It points to a power structure deeply embedded in the hearts and minds of the people, a system that inspired loyalty and collective effort. The pharaoh was more than a king. He was the central organizing principle of their world, the living embodiment of divine order, the pivot upon which their cosmos turned. The pharaonic system endured for 3,000 years, outlasting the mighty Roman Empire by centuries and leaving a legacy that still fascinates us today. Egypt's stability and longevity are a mystery that goes beyond military might or brute force. It was a civilization built on something deeper, more enduring. The answer lies in a complex combination of geography, religion, propaganda, and administration, a web of factors that bound the people to their rulers and to each other. To truly understand the pharaohs and their enduring power, we must journey to the source of their greatness, the magnificent river Nile, lifeblood of Egypt and cradle of its eternal civilization. Egypt is often called the gift of the Nile, a river that carved a fertile ribbon through the heart of an otherwise unforgiving desert, transforming barren sands into a thriving oasis of life and civilization. This narrow strip of green created a unique and protected world, a land of abundance surrounded by emptiness. Towering natural barriers of sand shielded Egypt from invaders, fostering a sense of security and a powerful, enduring identity that set it apart from neighboring lands. The Nile's regular, predictable floods brought order and abundance, shaping not only the Egyptian calendar, but also their entire worldview. As the people came to rely on the river's steady rhythm, the pharaoh was seen as the guarantor of this cycle, the divine figure who ensured the flood, the harvest, and the very continuation of life itself. Agricultural surpluses fueled the economy, allowing the pharaoh to feed, employ, and control the population, while also supporting grand building projects and a complex society. The administration managed grain collection and redistribution, making the king the ultimate provider and central figure in the lives of his people. The Nile was also Egypt's great highway, uniting the country from south to north and enabling swift communication, transport, and military response across vast distances. Stone from the quarries in the south could be floated to construction sites in the north, physically and culturally binding Upper and Lower Egypt into a single unified nation. Centralized control became natural, with the pharaoh as master of the force that gave Egypt life, overseeing both the land and the people. The river's rhythm and bounty were inseparable from the pharaoh's authority, reinforcing his role as both a political and spiritual leader. Egypt's geography didn't just shape its destiny, it shaped the very idea of kingship, embedding the river's cycles into the heart of royal power. The pharaoh's power was rooted in the land, the river, and the people's deep belief in his divine role as the bridge between gods and mortals. This unique environment made the rise of a god-king possible, allowing monumental achievements that still inspire awe today. The Nile was the lifeblood of Egypt, and the pharaoh, in every sense, was its beating heart, forever entwined with the river that made civilization possible. Before Egypt was one, it was two, divided into the Red Land of the north, a region of vast deserts and fertile delta, and the White Land of the south, where the Nile carved its way through rocky cliffs and lush valleys. These two lands, each with their own traditions and rulers, stood apart for centuries. The Narmer Palette, dating to around 3100 BC, immortalizes the legendary moment when these lands were brought together under a single ruler. Narmer, shown wearing both the white and red crowns, is depicted as both a mighty conqueror, and a visionary unifier, symbolizing the birth of a new era. This act of unification created the Egyptian nation-state, forging the role of the pharaoh as Lord of the Two Lands, a title that would echo through history. Unification was immediately cloaked in divine mythology. Narmer became the living incarnation of Horus, the falcon god who brought order to the universe and protected Egypt from chaos. His enemies were not just rivals, but symbols of disorder and chaos. His victory was seen as a cosmic triumph, restoring balance to the world. The pharaoh became the bridge between heaven and earth, the living guarantor of Ma'at, truth, justice, and the cosmic order that held the universe together. To rebel against the pharaoh was not just treason, but sacrilege, a crime against the gods and the very fabric of existence. This powerful blend of political authority and religious doctrine made the pharaoh's rule absolute, unchallenged by mortal or divine forces. The king was the state, and the state was divine order made manifest, a living embodiment of the god's will on earth. Every pharaoh inherited this sacred mantle, becoming the living Horus and protector of Ma'at, responsible for the well-being of all Egypt. The myth of unification became the foundation of Egypt's enduring stability, inspiring awe and loyalty for generations. The pharaoh's dual role as supreme leader and chief priest was the cornerstone of his power, binding the people together in faith and governance. From Narmer onward, the pharaoh was the undisputed master of the two lands, a living god whose legacy shaped the destiny of Egypt for millennia. The pyramids are not just tombs, they are monuments that have stood for thousands of years. They are eternal statements of royal might and resurrection machines, built to last for eternity. Their construction dominated Egypt for decades, shaping the landscape and the people's lives. Demonstrating the pharaoh's absolute control over resources and people, these projects were immense. The sight of a pyramid was a daily reminder of the king's divine nature and connection to eternity. Building pyramids unified the nation, forging a sense of shared destiny and pride. It brought together workers and artisans in a shared purpose, creating a lasting legacy. These monuments were the ultimate propaganda, symbols of power and faith. Broadcasting the message, our king is a god, our civilization is eternal and unbreakable. The legacy of the Pyramid Age established the pharaoh as a being whose power transcended life and death. The pyramids anchored the king's divine presence on earth forever, standing as timeless guardians. In the Middle Kingdom, pharaonic power shifted from stone to papyrus. Bureaucracy became the backbone of the state. Scribes trained in complex scripts recorded everything: harvests, taxes, rations, and royal edicts. This obsession with record-keeping gave the government unprecedented control and knowledge. The country was divided into districts, each managed by officials reporting to the vizier, ensuring the king's authority reached every village. Power now rested on systematic, institutional control, not just divine charisma. Pharaohs like Senusret III strengthened central administration and curbed local nobles. The pharaoh became both a divine figure and a responsible shepherd, ruling through bureaucracy and law. The state's power was now written into the fabric of society, recorded on countless scrolls. The New Kingdom was Egypt's age of glory, an era of empire, warrior pharaohs, and immense wealth. Pharaohs like Thutmose III and Ramesses II expanded Egypt's borders and filled its coffers with gold and tribute. Monumental temples like Karnak became religious and economic centers, employing thousands. Pharaohs mastered spectacle and propaganda, covering temple walls with scenes of victory and divine favor. Akhenaten's failed religious revolution showed the pharaoh's power even over the gods. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb revealed the wealth and splendor of this era. The New Kingdom was the peak of pharaonic power, military might, wealth, and monumental architecture combined. The pharaoh's true genius lay in their mastery of narrative, religion, and image. Official histories were crafted to glorify the king, erasing inconvenient rulers and defeats. This control over history shaped national memory and identity. The pharaohs co-opted the priesthood, ensuring religious endorsement of their divinity. Temples received land and wealth, and priests taught loyalty to the king as a sacred duty. Royal iconography, crook, flail, cobra, and false beard, created a timeless brand of kingship. The pharaoh's image was carefully engineered to communicate power and divinity. They used their knowledge of the Nile's cycles to appear as masters of nature, predicting floods and ensuring abundance. Authority was rooted not just in force but in the rhythms of the cosmos and the people's belief. The pharaoh's power was woven into every aspect of Egyptian life. The pharaoh's power eventually faded, but their legacy endures in stone and in the idea of civilization itself. Their monuments captivate us still, but their greatest achievement was stability. 3,000 years of order and cultural flourishing. They created a template for the nation-state, unifying vast lands under centralized authority. Their systems of administration, law and taxation influenced later empires. The pharaohs proved that power could be built on belief, not just force. They were the original masters of public relations, using art and ritual to construct compelling images of leadership. Their experiment in power, belief, and eternity continues to fascinate the world. The pharaohs may be gone, but their grand idea that a ruler can embody the divine and unite a people still echoes through history.